trying to be a fake-ass Charlamagne. There's only one Charlamagne to God.
Damn, Charlamagne, who you giving Donkey of the Day to now?
Well, Sexy Red, Donkey of the Day for Thursday, August 14th, goes to two teenagers in my home state of South Carolina. They're teenagers, so I don't have their names, but this isn't really about them. It's about us, okay? A teachable moment. See, I'm thinking about President Trump and the federal takeover of D.C., the police and, mobilization of the National Guard. Yes, we know this is yet another distraction that the Trump administration has created to attempt to get people to stop talking about the Epstein files. But listening to the president cite a lot of false and misleading claims about murder and youth crime in the nation's capital got me thinking, just because the data and information he may have cited is wrong doesn't mean that youth crime in D.C. and all over the country isn't happening. Because let's be honest, we all know it is. And we all know why it is. Because the powers that be aren't doing anything to truly combat crime in our communities. They never have. Okay, if you aren't addressing the social and economic factors that contribute to crime, then you're not serious about combating crime. But we're going to get back to that because I need to talk about these teenagers in South Carolina. 2 juveniles have been detained for stealing a train and causing a derailment. This is impressive. Stupid, but impressive. Because I've never, ever, ever, ever heard of somebody committing a crime like this. Let's go to NBC4 for the report, please.
2 teens in Lawrence County are facing charges for taking a joyride in a train. Lawrence police say it happened sometime Saturday night. They say 2 juveniles unlawfully entered both the Carolina Piedmont Railroad and CSX Transportation Railroad facilities and stole a train. Investigators say they drove around the rail yard, and when they tried to return the engines, they crashed into parked rail cars, causing a derailment. Officials say both those teens face several charges that include second-degree burglary, grand larceny, and malicious damage to property.
Listen, I need all my nieces and nephews out there. Please listen to your Uncle Shala. If you can take the time to unlawfully enter a railroad facility and figure out how to start an engine of a train that was connected to 2 other trains and then drive those 3 trains around the yard before taking them onto the rail line that connects toward Greenville, if you can figure out how to do all that, damn it, you can do anything. Okay, there is literally nothing your mind can conceive that you can't achieve because your brain told you to do this and you did it. First of all, my whole life, I've never thought about driving a train, ever. But those are the kinds of thoughts that if we were investing in our kids the way we should, they could share with us and we could help them become an actual train operator. I wish that these 2 kids would have told an adult that, hey, I want to drive a train, and then connect them with someone who can make that dream come true for them. Okay, like a ride-along program or something, because I just Googled this morning, how do you become a railroad train operator? And correct me if I'm wrong, all the railroad train operators out there, but from what I see, the requirements are pretty basic. Okay, you can become a railroad train operator by having a high school diploma or the equivalent of it. It says you got to pass a physical exam and complete training and certification through the Federal Railroad Administration. And entry-level positions often require on-the-job training and advancement to engineer roles. They typically involve years of experience as a conductor, and they make pretty decent money. Okay, the best-paying jobs in railroads include locomotive engineers. They earn around $85,000 a year. Railroad conductors make about $65,000 a year. Railroad yard masters, which I don't even know what that is, earn up to $70,000 a year. And signal and switch operators can make over $80,000. My point is, kids, if you can spend time and energy doing the wrong thing, you can use that same time and energy to do the right thing. But this is where we, come into play. We are failing a lot of our kids, man. I already know the Trump administration wants to make America a police state, but making America a police state isn't going to solve the problem. You really want to combat crime, you have to deal with the social and economic factors that contribute to crime. You know why I invest so much of my personal time, energy, and resources into mental health initiatives? It's because I understand that if you help someone be the best version of themselves mentally and emotionally, you make society better. Okay, when you help someone deal with their unhealed trauma and that pain and hurt the individual is feeling, when you help them get some healing, they don't go out here and project that pain and hurt on the other people. Okay, but that is dealing with what's in people's head and heart. We got to start dealing with what is in people's pockets. Okay, acting like poverty and crime don't go hand in hand is retarded. Okay, you have to give these kids opportunity and something to do. Idle mind is a devil's playground. When kids don't have nothing to do and no legal means of making ends meet, they will resort to crime unless you provide them with opportunity. We know the answers to all these problems. Our governments know the answers to these problems, okay? We got to stop saying the system is broken. All right, it's designed to do exactly what it's doing. For example, you want kids to not turn to crime. Okay, you need strong family support, which is why the system goes out its way to tear families apart. You need positive community involvement, after-school programs, recreational activities, mentorship programs, community engagement, youth clubs, religious groups. You have to give these kids a real sense of belonging. But they're cutting funding for a lot of these programs, okay, because they know it gives them purpose. Of course, education. Of course, job training and employment opportunities, okay, social and emotional development. That goes into the education piece. They need to have social and emotional learning from pre-K to 12th grade. Teach these kids empathy and compassion, conflict resolution skills. We know the solutions to these problems, but we don't implement them because the school to prison pipeline is big business. Now, let me get back to the real root cause. Poverty and inequality, okay? Address that, and you getting right to the root cause of reducing the risk factor associated with crime. Mental health support, I will stress that until the day I die, okay? Help them deal with their trauma and emotional distress. Early intervention programs, okay? Target these at-risk youth. Not by militarizing the police and sending the feds into these cities. Target them with early intervention programs that can prevent them from developing harmful behaviors and trajectories. Okay, trade schools, STEAM programs, Job Corps, and once again, mental health services. Okay, see, when I look at these kids who went for a joyride on this train before they derailed it, I don't see lost causes, okay? I see the right energy going in the wrong direction because once again, if they can come up with an idea to go into a railroad facility, start a train, and drive it, then they can walk into a trade school and learn how to do HVAC, okay? They can go to school and major in anything in STEAM, but we have to be their guide. We have to get nobody coming to save us because the upward mobility of these young kings and queens is not part of the plan of their system. Please give these young teenagers who stole that train in South Carolina the biggest hee-haw. But what happened? Let me look. Oh, yes. I knew that already. Hi, Jess.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you ready to fix somebody's mess?
Of course not.
1-800-585-1051. It is time for Jess Fix My Mess. She's not an expert at anything, but she has some life experiences. And if you think some of her experiences can help you, call us right now.
And if you lost out because you went on a Royal Caribbean cruise, I can help you too. So, yeah.
It's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club.
Donkey of the Day is sponsored by renowned personal injury attorney Michael the Bull Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey when you need a fighter on your side. If you're ever injured, go to michaelthebull.com. That's michaelthebull.com. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Hold up. Every day I wake up.
Wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?